Gene, once it gets started.
I think.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, that'll probably be best.
We're not going to be real long.
You're
No,
so you're seeing people coming in, right? We are live streaming.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone's coming in. I mean, Emily had the nerve to say she was calling from sunny Florida, so I was
Bill. Hi,
supposed
Chris.
to go
Happy New
down there,
Year.
but I canceled because I'm too afraid. Karen, you're gonna love this puzzle I'm working on.
I got two sitting here for you.
I know, but I love this puzzle. It is so cute.
Okay.
But it's a lot of pieces. It's taking me a few days here. You know, those
All good.
1,000-piece puzzles take a while.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Bill, how's your daughter?
Hmm?
I'm asking
she's-
Bill, is she back at school?
She is doing remote this semester.
Hmm. Did she do remote last semester?
No, they sent these freshmen and sophomores, and they each had their own room, and now they're switching. The sophomores and freshmen stay home, and the juniors and seniors go to school this semester.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
It's college. She's in college.
Where does she go to school, Bill?
Kenyon.
Well, Ohio's got some problems, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Where is everybody?
I don't know.
We can't very well have this meeting with just the three of us.
If they don't come on, I'll start calling them, I guess.
No, they'll come on in a minute. We've got 3 minutes, so I think they'll get here.
I hope so. Is Emily coming on?
She said she was. She said from sunny Florida.
Okay, that's good.
That's the one great advantage of these Zoom meetings is we can get people that are out of town.
Jean, are you home? What's that?
She's at her mother's because she was at the store and she didn't have time to go home.
Right. So you'll see my parents' backyard back there.
That's cool.
All good, all good.
Oh, here comes everybody.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hi, Sandra.
they didn't want to waste any time talking to us.
Oh. They figured they had the link. They knew where it was this time.
Well, you were helpful by sending it again because those of us who have it so back in the archives, it probably dropped off.
Right.
That's what happens. You know, it's somewhere lost in your email. And I did search for you, but I didn't find it.
Hmm.
I come prepared.
Not even in my deleted. So, but you know, if it was so long ago, it might have.
Just use that.
And it's so hard to keep track of all of the Zoom meetings.
No, with different IDs and,
Right.
yeah.
How about Craig? Is he coming? And
As far as I know.
We didn't hear any negatives.
okay,
Jim Deacon said he was coming.
okay.
There's a few people come in and I don't recognize. Here's Jim.
Oh, Todd, yay.
Sorry. Hi, this is Deej Lincoln. How are you?
Hi, Deej, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clay Rankin.
Hi,
Hi, Clay.
Clay. Welcome.
Hi.
Can't hear you.
Looks like Matt's trying to talk, but he's on mute.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
There we go.
And
Hi, Matt.
Hi, my name is Matt Godecki. I'm with Bill Childs and Associates. I'm the project architect.
welcome.
Thank you.
Who's missing, Nance?
Just Craig.
We're missing,
Craig.
oh, here's Emily. And we've got Jim, we're missing Craig, and we've got Chris. We're in good, pretty good.
Oh, and Sally.
Sally.
Right.
Well, it's 5:01, so we'll give her a minute or two.
Okay.
And then we'll send Clay out down the block to go find her.
Dave, I'm going to mute myself and just hide my camera, but I will be
Okay.
in the background if you just need me to scream my name or something, okay?
Thank you so much, Jean.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jean.
Don't let the groceries melt.
No, definitely not. Thanks.
Is Jim in the meeting? Jim, I don't see you.
Can you hear me? I'm here. I actually got stuck at a meeting, so I'm in a parking lot in my car, but
Oh,
I'm
no
here.
worries. And Emily, are you on the phone?
She's muted.
I know I'm trying to unmute her, but I can't.
She may need to hit *6 on her phone if she's on her phone to unmute. There you go.
Do that,
There it is.
Emily?
Thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
that.
excellent. Okay.
Here's Craig.
Oh, good.
There we go.
And we're just missing Sally.
Correct.
Okay, well, I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the January 5th meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the Village of Gates Mills. First on our agenda is approval of the minutes for the regular Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. Anyone have any comments, corrections? Do I have a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second,
I'll second it.
Mrs. Sog,
Yes.
Mr. Broom,
Yes.
Mr. Deacon,
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Hamilton,
yes.
Mr. Steinbring,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to adjourn the regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission and convene a meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals. And first on our agenda is actually number 3 is the riparian setback variance request for the Rankin residence at 36779 Cedar Road. Bill Childs, I think, is going to do the presentation. And I have only one comment, Bill. People were worried when we passed the riparian ordinance whether there was going to be an issue about coming to planning and zoning. And right away after we passed the ordinance, here you are. So we're welcoming you.
Oh, thank you. Are we going to be able to see will you be able to share drawings with us?
We have the drawings.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That
Yeah, we
each
all
of
have
us got a copy. So
Okay.
I don't know whether, I don't think Dave is going to put them up on the screen.
No, we don't split. They have the hard copies that you guys.
Okay.
gave
Okay.
me.
So I can explain to you then, you have the drawings. So the first sheet with the site plan, you can see that we're proposing a 2-story addition. It's basically a story and a half to the south side of the property. And it basically is a mudroom, a much needed mudroom for the Clay and Beth. Currently, you enter the house from the south side. There's a small overhang porch that just directly goes into the house. And as you can imagine, you can get weather, rain, and there's no real transition space to come into the home. So we're proposing this mudroom, which not only a mudroom, but it also help house their dogs and some other miscellaneous items. The composition that we studied was, if you look to the left side of the house from the front elevation, we, back in 2016, did an addition where we stepped the composition down and had a master bedroom come towards the front of the home, which has a bay window. We were basically trying to get that same symmetry by the smaller appendage that comes out towards the front of the house, which would be the new mudroom entry. We also really studied hard how the composition would step down to the earth, kind of like the other side does and what we attained. And that's really important in traditional architecture. Part of the hardship here is not only from a function standpoint, but from an aesthetic standpoint, the house more or less just kind of ends at that point. And we wanted to step the composition down, but more importantly, from a function standpoint, this is really the only logical place to put a mudroom on this property because of this small ravine. And from a hardship standpoint, the Rankins, kind of obtained this, and this is how the house was placed. So we kind of have a precondition that we have to deal with and work with. The other thing I'd like to say is that the waterway, or the potential waterway, really has little or no water whatsoever. And I think Clay can attest to that. So that's basically what we're proposing for a mudroom addition. I'm happy to field any questions.
So Bill, as I'm reading, and Chris, this may be a question for you too, as I'm reading this, the building's already encroaching in the riparian setback, right?
Correct.
It is very close. It does. The existing building does not encroach into the riparian setback. It comes within about a foot or two of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's very close.
All right.
Well, the porch comes into it about 5'4".
Right. Not the actual house itself, but the porch is, that part of that does come into that setback.
So on that picture, it's got the field stone floor on the porch, and then the basement stairs that go down.
Correct.
Yeah, I can see the exterior stairs now. I zoomed in a little closer. The exterior stairs and the porch are into the riparian setback.
Okay.
So there will be a new set of stairs going down, correct?
Correct.
But the slab will still be 8 feet above where the water channel is now.
Yes, that is correct.
I noticed that their lot is about 7/10 of a mile from the Chagrin River, and there appears to be 2 roads, Woodstock and River, that are between their lot and the river. I guess asking Chris Courtney this. Chris, that being said, and that it's 7/10, do you feel that by granting this variance for this new construction that it would have any environmental impact on the Chagrin River? And
Well, I think sorry.
I was going to say, and if we do grant a variance, do you think it'd be wise to install some silt fencing or to control sediment during construction, or anyways?
Given what's there right now, the amount of encroachment into the riparian setback is not substantially larger than the existing improvements that are there right now. I sent Bill and Matt a sketch earlier today. My thought was that in keeping with the riparian setback ordinance, the first part of your question, yes, they will have to have a stormwater pollution prevention plan that's included with their final site documents, and it'll be an abbreviated stormwater pollution prevention plan consistent with our ordinance for that. And then permanent restoration, my suggestion is that a part of any variance we ask them, because that area is going to be disturbed as a part of what's going on, that we have the ability to walk it with the owner and the architect, myself, and somebody from the Chagrin River Watershed Partners. And we work with them to just do appropriate riparian plantings 25 feet up and downstream from where the addition is. Not big, expensive, complicated stuff, just the right plants in the right locations. And then also, I know they've indicated that there's a small amount of water that comes through the channel. I'd like to see some calculation showing what the flow rate is in there, and then just make sure that the foundation is appropriately protected with any rock channel protection that may be vegetated as well with riparian plants in order to best protect that corner of the foundation. I think if we do those things, if we allow the variance and then we do those things, I think we end up with a situation in this location where we probably end up with a better riparian setback area than what was there before construction.
Because Chris, really the flow off of that hill is coming south, not towards the river. It's coming south, and then there's a flat area there. It's probably spreading out there.
Yeah, if you look at the topo for the site, the house kind of sits on a little bit of a high spot between two channels. There's actually another channel that runs north of the house as well.
That culvert.
And this one to the south, yeah, the water is running from west to east. So the orientation of the addition is such that it's in a good spot to not be in the direct line of fire from any water. But what I want them to do is delineate the drainage area upstream from the house and just run some basic flow calculations. And I think that any rock channel protection vegetated and would then be programmed around the foundation, but I don't expect it to be substantial given the geometry and the amount of flow that is seen in this channel.
All right.
Thanks, Chris. That's real helpful. And just looking at the placement of the house, it's hard to see where else this addition could be located.
Agreed.
Well, you may recall that Rankins came to us some time ago with a different plan, which we also approved, but I don't believe you actually completed that particular.
That's correct.
plan in
That
terms
was
of,
going to be a bridge over that ravine into the
right.
so that we could have attached parking.
So, and we did grant that variance as well.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Memory is very good, by the way.
Well, then I'm going to ask Scott to go through I know that Bill Childs has tried to help us with our diligence here in terms of our worksheet, but I'm going to require that Scott go ahead and do it on our own.
Oh, one other thing, Nancy, Dave, adjoining landowners, any issues, any feedback?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No feedback.
Okay.
And DJ's here and he lives next door.
All right.
Actually,
so this is
a source of the water.
Application for a variance
He's
for
the
the
source of the
property.
water.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't go there.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay. Application for a variance for the property located at 36779 Cedar Road. The applicant's Mr. and Mrs. Rankin. So the things we have to look at is one, whether the property in question will or will not yield a reasonable return, and there can or cannot be a beneficial use of the property without the variance because. Well, obviously the house is a nice house. It's livable. It can yield a return. Although their very accomplished architect has indicated that from a functional standpoint of the house, if they were to add a mudroom, this is the only place that they could add it to. The other side of the house are bedroom quarters and not a place where you would want to enter the house. The variance is substantial or insubstantial. So one way to measure that is that we have a 25-foot riparian setback requirement. They're looking to intrude 11 feet. You need 11 feet of variance into that. The house already partially intrudes into the riparian variance. So it's not really that big. And as we've heard from Chris Courtney, our engineer, that he believes that this structure will not negatively impact water flow. And with a few measurements to ensure that there's not a problem, which would be plantings and either a rock channel and calculations on the flow rate of the water that passes by there. But it doesn't appear that this would have a significant impact. And the design appears to be intended to make minimal impact, if any impact, on the riparian issues there. The essential character of the neighborhood would or would not be substantially altered, or adjoining properties would or would not suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. So the first of these, the substantial detriment, as the village engineer believes that it won't really change the water flow, which would be something we'd be concerned about here. So it doesn't appear that there would be a substantial detriment to adjoining properties because of water flow. And clearly from the appearance and the type of structure, there's not going to be any degradation of the essential character of the neighborhood. And so that is definitely in the favor of the applicants. The variance would not adversely affect the delivery of governmental services. The applicant purchased the property with knowledge of the zoning restriction. But I don't think they did, because the riparian didn't come in until later. And the house just happens to already be partially located in that setback. Number 6, which is really important here, is the applicant's predicament feasibly cannot be resolved through some other method other than a variance. There's just no other place to put this for this house. And so in order to build this, it's the only spot they could build it on the lot. And then 7, the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would or would not be observed, and substantial justice done or not done by granting the variance. Again, the riparian setback rules were made to protect waterways and to protect, as Jim Deacon pointed out, waters flowing to the Chagrin. It doesn't appear this will have a significant impact on that. And so the spirit and intent of the zoning requirement would be observed by granting this variance. So all those things said, I would move that we approve the variance for an 11-foot variance into the riparian zone located in the south end of the house, and that there be conditions that the property owner allow the village engineer and the Chagrin River Watershed Partners to walk the property and recommend, and the property owner would make plantings recommended to ensure that there's no further damage and there is protection to the foundation of the building. And that also they perform flow rate calculations and provide those to the village engineer before they undertake the building. Chris, anything else?
No, I think you got it. I'm just putting that in an email right now that I'm going to send over to Bill and Dave. So it'll be I'll have an email about that as well. You covered everything.
Okay. And so with those 2 conditions, I would move that we approve the variance requested for the property located at 36779 Cedar Road.
I need a
I'll
second.
second that.
Thank you.
Mrs. Aug,
Yes.
Mr. Broom,
Yes.
Mr. Deacon,
Yes.
Mrs. Hamilton,
Yes.
Mr. Steinbrink,
Yes.
Mrs. Turner.
Yes,
If I
That's
may,
it.
make one comment, this is exactly how we wanted the riparian ordinance to work. And I'm very pleased that we are able to make it happen in the way that it should. We expected that this would be an advisory
Right.
to homeowners to have them do exactly what they want to do on their property with the riparian considerations taken into account. So I very much thank you for bringing this to us so quickly, because it gives us the opportunity, since we just passed the ordinance, to show its effectiveness in providing the homeowner with the ability to make the improvements appropriately with the riparian setbacks in mind. And thank you very much.
If I can make one comment, Nancy, the foundation protection, that would be required regardless of the riparian setback ordinance. The request for the riparian zone appropriate planting plan and restoration of the riparian area, in my email to Bill earlier today, you know, the selection and location of those plants, we're probably talking about something that's less than $1,000. So to get the right plant material at the right location after the project is over, it's all about the planning of those plantings so that the riparian area can be healthy long-term. So it's not a lot of money. It's just about scheduling it and planning it appropriately.
I'm just tickled that we can make it happen and that the riparian ordinance is not going to interfere with the owner's plan to improve the property. We're very happy about that.
Well, thank you all for making it possible. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fill my eyes. Thank you for the large paper.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
Gene.
a happy, healthy New Year, everyone.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
likewise. Happy
Yeah,
New Year.
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Hi, guys.